Here we go! Yes! It's the 1st of December, can you believe it? I always start with a little special thing when I do this on Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube. And I play this little intro. And then the people on Instagram join later. So just for you, here's the intro. Here we go! It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live. And today I am going to give you an update on the invisible hat. I've got mine on right now. What do you think of that? It's a beauty, isn't it? Yeah, got my invisible hat on. Some of you are already thinking, what the heck is he talking about? Invisible hats? What is that? What does it even mean? Why is he talking about invisible hats? Well, let me tell you why I'm talking about invisible hats. I am talking about invisible hats today because last week I did something quite rapidly and it's turned into something pretty cool. So let's just take things down a little step or two. My brilliant mum and her friend Betty, my mum's Liz, by the way, Liz Heppel. They knit hats all year. So they knit these wonderful woolen hats and they do a whole batch of children's hats which go into the boxes that go away off to various countries and they have toys and things and they knit hats for there. But they also knit adult hats and scarves and gloves and socks, but mainly hats. And this year they did over 100 adult hats, around about 20 scarves, several pairs of gloves, some socks. It was amazing. And my mum, when I went to visit her a couple of weeks ago, she said, Mike, I've got a little challenge. And the challenge is that I really want to get the hats down to the People's Kitchen and to Changing Lives. These are the two charities that they support with these woolen hats that they knit. But the person who picked them up last time was unable to do that. Do you think you can see if you can help me? I said, of course, Mum, I'll take them down, definitely. So we got the hats and we took them home, and I took them home, and I said to Christine, look at all these hats. And so she said, let's lay them out. So we laid them out on the floor, and it was staggering. If you've seen any of my socials, there's pictures of all the hats laid out. And I'm going to tell you how you can find out more as well. If you go to invisiblehat.co.uk, you can see all the hats laid out. And Christine said, I'm going to give them all a woolen wash. So she gave them all a woolen wash and a condition. And dried them all. Took ages. And then we had them all ready, about to go to the charities, when suddenly I had this idea. And the idea was pretty simple. My mum and Betty have done the hard work by knitting the hats. You could increase the warmth by buying an invisible hat. So the idea is that you would buy an invisible hat. It gets emailed to you, which is pretty good. And when you get your invisible hat, all of the money that you would pay for your invisible hat goes to the People's Kitchen and to Changing Lives. Let me tell you a little bit about these two amazing organisations. So the People's Kitchen has been going in Newcastle for many years now, and they feed every day. I mean, it's probably a couple of hundred, maybe even more sometimes, people who need help, often homeless, very often homeless, but not always. And they never turn anyone away. And if you turn up there, they call them our friends. Isn't that beautiful? Our friends. And they help with warmth, food, love, a little bit of care. Absolutely incredible organisation. The other one is Changing Lives. And Changing Lives does many things within communities, but the one part that we particularly want to support was their outreach workers who do stuff on the streets. And they have a team that goes out every morning. It's 6:30 in the morning, and they find people who've been sleeping rough and they help them, which is incredible. Give them something warm, look after them, make sure that they're in a good place. They also do the outreach. If people report somebody as sleeping rough, then they get the call, and then they go out and they find the people. And when I went to see them, last week when I dropped off the hats, it was absolutely incredible because they have this big board with all the people who've been just reported to them. These are just the ones that have been reported who have been seen sleeping rough. And the board was absolutely full from top to bottom. And they also had extra pages of paper printed out with the details on so that they could go and visit as many people as possible. It was incredible. And so that was changing lives. And I went to the People's Kitchen and I met an incredible lady there who was doing the stock checks and things. And she said, we'll go through stuff so quickly these days. As fast as it's coming in through the door, we're cooking it and preparing it. It's going out the other side. And we have to make sure everything's going to be good quality and it's going to be nice. It's an extraordinary thing that we're doing here. And I met them and I was just absolutely lifted. So I put in my newsletter last Thursday that I was doing this thing with invisible hats. But actually before I sent it out, I thought, I wonder if I can just do it a little bit better. So I registered invisiblehat.co.uk. That's invisiblehat, no S, invisiblehat.co.uk. And it redirects to a page where you can find out more about Invisible Hats. You can find out more about the charities. Find out about my mum, Liz. Find out about a friend, Betty. And some lovely pictures and things on there. And I put it out and I had a goal to raise £1,000 in 2 weeks. So I'm going to run this until December the 15th, and that's when we're going to hand over all of the money. My company, Michael Heppel Limited, is taking care of all of the administration costs and all of that type of stuff. It's our contribution doing that. And I had this goal to raise £1,000. Here's the incredible thing. We did £1,000 in the first day. And then it's been going all weekend. And I can tell you now, we are over £2,000 now. At the weekend, it went over £2,000, which is absolutely incredible. So if you would like to buy an invisible hat like this one, they come in all sorts of different colours. It doesn't have to be this colour. It can be another colour. Then all you need to do is just go to invisiblehat.co.uk and read the details and have a little look. It's great, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. It seems a light thing, seems a nice thing, but it's a caring thing. And we're going to be hit by some pretty cold weather soon. Pretty cold weather. It's going to be... And I was in Newcastle on Saturday and I was seeing some of the people who were on the street. It's just extraordinary. And just to give a little bit of warmth is just absolutely fantastic. Oh, we had a couple of comments come in there. That's great. So here's Chris McConnell saying, hats off to you all. Thank you very much, Chris. That's very kind. Luke Wadham says, keep doing what you're doing, Michael. Always striving to make a difference. Well, do you know what? It was one of those things. I thought it was easier to build on something than learning how to knit. I can't learn how to knit, but I could learn how to knit. But my time, I think, is better spent doing something that's a little bit kind of maybe marketing driven or business driven. Here's Victoria Wilson Crane. Such a great initiative. Hope you managed to raise well in excess of your target amount for 2 great causes. Thank you very much, Vic. Now, also, out of the corner of my eye, I think Vic's just made a donation as we were talking. She has! Thank you very much. Very kind, Vic. Vic has just bought an invisible hat. It'll be emailed to you and it should be arriving any second. So that's great news. Donald's bought an invisible hat. This is the Reverend Donald McCorkindale. He's bought an invisible hat. He was one of the first people to do so. Thank you very much, Donald. It's very, very kind of you. And it is wonderful. So I'm going to keep pushing with this. I've got 2 more weeks. I'm going to do every couple of days. I'm going to do something social on social media. I'm going to add some announcements about totals and all that type of thing. And I'm really going to keep pushing it for, I think 2 weeks is long enough to do it up until the 15th of December. And fingers crossed, by then we will have raised, I don't know, if we can do another £1,000, that would be absolutely monumental, wouldn't it? So that would mean that each of the charities would, at the minute, they're going to get just over £1,000 each, and it's going to go into core running costs. And that's the thing with charities, by the way, that if you can when you make a donation to charity, whatever charity you do it to, if you can, do it for their core running costs, because they're really struggling with that. That is the most difficult part, because it's not the sexy part of the charity. So yeah, core running costs are always great. All right, that's it. Thanks very much for watching Magic Monday, and I do appreciate all of your lovely support, all of your lovely comments, and I will see you next Monday for another Magic Monday live. Bye. Click the right buttons.